He started pulling out butter knives. I have to do part 1, part 2, part 3, how many parts, because my camera storage get full and I need the evidence to come out about what's going on. So he started pulling out butter knives, saying that if I didn't have sex with him, that he was going to start cutting himself and kill himself. And I was worried about him because Cynthia said that he was supposed to be on medication, that he was bipolar, and that he had ADHD when he had assaulted me in December 2015 and was arrested for assault, family violence, and let out after they said he assaulted a public servant inside of the jail, and that he had got out on 2-year felony probation for assault on a public servant. So now he was in the apartment with me, frequently abusing me, and I was recording it, asking him to stop in the name of Jesus. And he gonna pick up knives, talking about he was gonna cut himself, and I didn't want him to go back to jail. So because he had just got out of jail, he was on probation, and he said he was gonna cut himself. So I was worried about him. Like, this man is in here acting crazy. You don't just get up talking about, if you don't have sex with me, I'm gonna cut myself. Like, you want to claim to hurt yourself just because you not getting your way. He was abusing me and then coming back and expecting me to have sex with him and then just treat me any old kind of way. And I'm the kind of woman where you're not gonna abuse me and then come back and be forcing me to have sex with you, because I'm not gonna do that. And then so I'm a human being. And so Cynthia had got upset because he got arrested. And the reason why he got arrested was because I called the property manager, Maria, and asked Maria could she talk to him, because Maria said that she didn't want any more police there at the property, and that she could try to talk to Austin if something happened, and that Cynthia could try to talk to him instead of the police having to be involved. So I called Maria, like, Maria, can you help us out? Can you help him out? Because, he's over here talking about pulling out butter knives and cutting himself, and I don't want to call the police. And he was actually in the kitchen screaming, pulling out butter knives, just because I said I didn't want to have sex with him. And so the police came. She called the police. Now, Maria was the one who said that she didn't want the police over there. So I'm thinking she was cool. Like, she was talking to me like she was my friend. You know what I'm saying? And so when she came, she called the police. And when the police came, Austin completely changed real quick. He went from with butter knives to, officer, ain't nothing going on here. She's lying. I'm looking at this man like, and the officer looking at me like, well, we got called out and somebody going to jail. I'm sitting over here like, I ain't even called him. He up in here pulling out butter knives. I didn't even say anything. I just handed the officer the recording and let him hear it. He heard me asking Austin to get off of me, that I didn't want to have sex, and asking him please, and then he started getting violent with me. And the officer was like, he was gonna charge him with a form of rape. So Class C rape is a form of rape. It's probably not the worst rape charge you can get, but it is a rape charge. And so I ended up pregnant by Austin. Around this time, I ended up pregnant by him, and I started letting him. I paid a fine to get him out because Cynthia said he was supposed to be on medication. So I felt sorry for him, and I went up there with him to Tri-County to get him put on medication, because I was like, I know that he don't have to behave like this, and it's either his own personal issues of not wanting to change, or he really need the medication. And so I took him up there, went up there with him to get the medication, and he said he didn't want to take it because it messed with him when he did the methamphetamine, and he liked doing the meth, and that he did not want to take the medication. And so he was up in the house raping me, and he was abusing me and then making me have sex with him after that. And I'll be crying, and I asked God to bless me with a son. Since I had to go through that, I was like, I'll let him make me have sex with him after abusing me, if you just bless me with a child. Because I had been barren my lifetime, or nobody just never really made love to me enough to actually get me pregnant. So I ended up pregnant by him with Melbourne. And his probation officer found out about the rape charge because he told his probation officer, and him and his mother was trying to stage to have me put out on the streets with him abusing me in the house, abusing me on my way to work. And one time, I was walking to work to go to Taco Bell, and I was pregnant. Just found out I was pregnant with my son. And I was on my way to work to Taco Bell on Fraser Street. And Austin was trying to abuse me on my way to work. So I had asked the neighbors, some people in front of this little mission church right there. And one thing I noticed about these white people is they'll close down the facility where people saw Austin abusing me. They'll close down stuff and then be like, it's closed, when we need to question people about stuff. And so anyway, they changed the name of the daycare where my son got hurt to Westfield Academy, that was called Prestige Academy. They closed down the restaurant Baytown Seafood where the shooting happened. They changed the name of Conroe Regional Hospital where they denied my pregnancy. And they keep on thinking they're going to change names and do I know you not, while I'm putting out evidence and set me up to be murdered. No, you not. And y'all gonna tell the truth about letting my baby get hurt up in your facility. But let me finish telling y'all about his daddy. So Austin was following me on my way to work, and there was this little mission church right there by 230 Avenue G. And Austin was trying to abuse me on my way to work. And I asked the white people standing out there by the mission church, by that street, that they done closed it down now, and they know evidence, and they moved it somewhere else. And I said, can y'all please call the police? Please, because he would not leave me alone, and he was trying to pick a fight, and I was pregnant, and that's mean to be already abusing me, and I'm black, and I don't fight you, I'm not hostile, and then you turn around trying to rev me up, like trying to make me big old nasty black woman to make something bad happen to me, because you know you white, and you know if I fight you back, that they're gonna take me somewhere and try to harm me. And then I'm pregnant. So then by the time that I got pregnant by him and he was still bullying me like that, by this time I was getting real upset, and I was like, somebody call the police for me. Because the other times everybody else was calling the police. This time I was pregnant, and I was like, hell no, I already don't defend myself like that. So to turn around and do it while I'm pregnant, I'm asking y'all to call the police. And they just sat there watching him try to abuse me in the street. So I turned around, and he was trying to do it behind my back and abuse me on my way to work. And I turned around and pushed him down and said, leave me alone, get away from me. Somebody call the police. So Maria, the property manager, way down the street, calls the police and say Andrea pushed him down on the street. Arrest her. She the woman that know that he got assault family violence charge. She the one know that he got that called the police on him when he was trying to rape me. Did you see him trying to attack me in the streets on my way to work, trying to bully me on my way to work? And I asked y'all to call the police before I had to turn around and push him down and say, get away from me. I was pregnant with Melbourne. And then C. Adams came, the same officer that falsified the police report during the shooting with Dee Schreider. A little white brunette woman gonna come talking about, get in the car, get in my car. I was gonna fight C. Adams because I was not finna get up in her car. And I felt the fear. I felt the spirit of God in me when C. Adams came with her little gun talking about, get in my car, get in the back of my car. I said, I stood right there in my work uniform, my Taco Bell shirt, pregnant. I said, no, I'm not getting in the back of your squad car. Because I knew that was a setup. They been running up on me every time Austin, a call come that he abusing me, trying to run up and hit on me because I'm the black one. And I'm not even fighting them back. All I did was push him and tell him to get off of me. And he fell off on the ground. And then so and he was doing it all dramatic too. You know, and so I was like, no, I'm not getting in the back of your squad car. And so C. Adams gonna call, back up, trying to hurry up and call some racist white men to try to come hurt me, pregnant by him, on my way to work, asking them to call the police. And when the white man came, these white men that already knew Austin, they already knew he was crazy, they already knew he was abusing me, and they know that shit was wrong for C. Adams to be trying to get me arrested. And they asked me what happened. I say he's abusing me again, and I'm on my way to work. And I asked them to call y'all, and I'm trying to get to work. And they said, and then I told them I was pregnant. And then they said, run along and hurry up. And I went and ran to work. And they asked me, was it true? Because they know he had the rape charge. They asked me, is it true that you pregnant by him? And I said yes, because he was in there abusing me. And then I ended up pregnant, and I kept it. And I loved the baby. I ain't turning around and say, oh, I'm going to get an abortion because your daddy was raping on me and your daddy was abusing me. I said, no, I'm going to make it work because he is your daddy, and I'm going to accept the shit and hope that he change and try to help him change because we got a baby now. So he kept on abusing me while pregnant inside of 230 Avenue G. And I got real tired of going to work, and every time I get off work, it's some crazy white man stuff happening. It's, oh, somebody this happened. Oh, Austin done made this happen. Oh, this crazy white man did this. Oh, this crazy white man and his crazy white mama did this. Every goddamn day is some shit. And we talking about shit that's causing $500 have to come out of my pocket. I got rent to pay. And he over there getting hit by cars trying to go get meth on the highway while I'm working hard at work trying to have enough money to pay these damn bills. And I had enough to pay it. And then he over there making me feel insecure about myself and my natural hair, and then making me have to spend money on weave and bullshit on hair weaves instead of just letting me love myself and treating me right so I can save my money for rent. Trying to beat on me and make me feel insecure and can't pay the rent. And that's a hard part to tell about because it was a lot of color abuse. And I know that them white women not better than me. But when you with a racist white male that's abusing you, he gonna try to make it seem like you the love of his life, and then try to make it seem like them white women better than you while he abusing you, and then trying to let them abuse you too. And I said, I was tired, and I prayed to my God, and Austin ended up getting arrested because his probation officer found out that he was trying to steal the apartment from me. They was trying to lock me out of the apartment and move in a girl named Bree inside of the apartment while I was pregnant, and it was my apartment with him. And he was trying to abuse me and fight me out the apartment so he could move her in, and I was pregnant and both our names was on the lease. And I came back and said, nah, I'll call your probation officer and tell them that you out here terrorizing me in my apartment, and you on probation and got arrested on a rape charge, and they don't know about it. So he got slick and was like, oh no, I'm gonna call my probation officer and tell them, oh, my crazy baby mama is trying to call you and tell that I got a rape charge. And he said, what? Probation officer said, oh, you got a rape charge? Oh, okay, turn yourself in. You violated probation. You going to jail for 100 days. Good, because he was driving me crazy, trying to be abusive to me and manipulating me while I'm going to work, running around manipulating me. And I was tired of being the only one doing the right damn thing, and him trying to find any goddamn thing to go run and get me in trouble about. And so he went to the Montgomery County Jail and the end of March, and we got evicted basically because Austin was violent and the police kept having to be called. So I left. So they was blaming me like, oh, the black girl, is her fault because she black and they don't need to be with her, and he just don't need to be with a black girl. That's why they violent, but you can be with black women and they can allow a man to treat you a certain way, but I was not that kind of black woman to allow a man to treat me that way. And so he knew that, but he had these people in his ear, these racist white people and Mexicans and blacks, making him feel like Andrea is not good enough. You don't have to treat her right. You can mistreat that bitch. Lord forgive me, but you can mistreat that woman and you can do this to her. And even his mama and Joseph, like, oh, you don't gotta respect her. You don't know. Yes, you do. If you want me to be your wife and you want me to be your partner and your baby mama, you do got to respect me. And so he was getting mad when I was breaking up with him and telling him I don't want it no more. Because you can't be racist with me and then think you gonna get my love. You gonna have to stop that racist bullshit and love me, or we're done. So I broke up with him because he didn't want to change. And he was beating on me, trying to hit on me and force me to stay and not treat me the way you're supposed to treat a woman. Trying to treat me like I was less than and didn't want me to stay. So I went with it. So we got evicted. She evicted me after Austin went to jail, really being spiteful. She stopped spraying the apartment and evicted me. It was roaches everywhere. He had the apartment trashed, would not clean up, throwing up, being disgusting. And I was still working at Taco Bell pregnant, and I was pregnant and bleeding. And I ended up moving to 1308 Houston Street by myself. Cynthia co-signed, but my name was on the lease, and it was my apartment. She never stayed not one night in my apartment. It was not her apartment. God said it was my apartment. And so Austin's name was not on the lease. Austin was in the Montgomery County Jail on the rape charge and the probation violation. And so I was pregnant, and I was happy because I didn't even know it was a 2-bedroom apartment. I walked around Conroe limping just like y'all see me doing now. And I was pregnant with my son and bleeding, and everybody was watching like, oh, she ain't gonna never get another apartment. Oh, she gonna be on the streets. Oh, hey. And so when I got this new apartment, Joseph paid $1,500 for me to move in. I came look